Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Zoo Exhibit Tours. Today I'm back at ZSL London Zoo and I will be touring one of their biggest and best exhibits, Tiger Territory. Opposite Gorilla Kingdom is the eye-catching entrance to Tiger Territory, but before we enter I'll introduce you to the exhibit's main inhabitants. Tiger Territory is home to two critically endangered Sumatran tigers called Asim and Geisha. Asim is a male tiger and arrived at the zoo in January 2019 from Denmark. Geisha is a female tiger who recently arrived at the zoo in December 2020. She came from the same zoo as Asim in Denmark. Geisha and Asim used to live together at that zoo in Denmark and had two sets of cubs there. Currently at London Zoo, they are in separate enclosures and get rotated regularly, but it is hoped that eventually they will be introduced to each other again. Now that I have introduced you to the two Sumatran tigers, let's begin the tour of their exhibit. After entering Tiger Territory through the archway, you'll find yourself in a plaza. To the right is the Tiger's Den, an indoor viewing area that allows you to see the tigers in their on-show den, which has been designed really well. The tigers also have off-show indoor areas that they always have access to if they want to get some privacy. To the left of the indoor tiger area are multiple glass viewing windows that give you a look into the first and the largest tiger enclosure. On this day, Asim, the male tiger, was in this enclosure. He regularly gets rotated with Geisha the female. When following the path, you are given more views into the tiger enclosure, and to the left are some smaller viewing windows that allow you to look into an enclosure which houses a pair of Reeves muntjac. Next up, the path takes you to a viewing area named The Tent. This spacious area gives you a wide view of the first tiger enclosure. You can also get a good look at the impressive climbing structure for the tigers. Asim often sits right at the top of this structure, which allows him to get a good view of the surrounding area. To the left of this glass viewing are a few small viewing windows that give you another look at the Reeves muntjac, as well as a second enclosure that houses a pair of babirusa. Further up the path is another viewing area which gives you a better look at these unique animals. After that, the path takes you around the left side of the tiger enclosure and you get another view of it through a fence, as well as a view of this awesome looking statue. Opposite that is an enclosure for the zoo's two Bactrian camels. These camels are often taken out for walks around the zoo. After the camels is a path that takes you up and into an elevated viewing area. This viewing area gives you another look into the first tiger enclosure, sneak peek into the second tiger enclosure, and a view of the zoo's northern white-cheeked gibbons in their treetop-themed habitat. Gibbons Jimmy and Yoda call this enclosure their home. We will see more of the gibbons later, so for now, let's move on. After the viewing deck, the path takes you down a set of ramps and into the next part of the exhibit. This is the second Sumatran tiger enclosure, and it is just beautiful. A large pool is the centerpiece of this exhibit, and in the warmer months, I'm sure the tigers will go in for a swim. On the day of my visit, Geisha the female tiger was in this side. As you can see, she loves to sit right up close. Opposite the second tiger enclosure are a few more viewing windows for the gibbon enclosure. Then, the path takes you out of the viewing area and onto a bridge where you are surrounded by Sumatran-themed structures. And before the exhibit's end, you are able to get one final look at the second tiger enclosure through a fence. So, that is everything about tiger territory at ZSL London Zoo. I really hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Zoo Exhibit Tours. Thank you for watching.